Long before the mighty Inca Empire rose in the Andes, there was darkness. Not an empty darkness, though. There was water stretching as far as the eye could see, mist rolling over valleys and covering great peaks that scraped the clouds. Out of this watery void, a god emerged who would shape the world. Viracocha, the great Inca creator god. Viracocha was no ordinary god. He formed the earth, the mountains, and the valleys. He hung the sun, the moon, and the stars in the sky to light the world. But his greatest creation, humanity itself, in the beginning, Viracocha walked across the empty land. In his hand, he held a staff that sparkled with celestial energy. With each step, the ground beneath him hardened into rock. As he raised his head, the sky cleared, revealing the brilliant tapestry of stars. The sun and the moon, like celestial children, danced across the heavens. But the greatest wonder was yet to come. On the third day of creation, Viracocha came to rest beside a lake. In its placid waters, he saw his own reflection, and in that moment, an idea was born. He dipped a finger into the lake and traced lines on the shore, and as he did so, figures began to emerge from the wet sand. They were perfect, beautiful humans. Touched by their beauty, Viracocha decided to create more. He took clay from the earth and molded it into human forms, each one unique and lifelike, and as he worked, he sank to them, imbuing them with the breath of life. When he finished, the humans stirred, blinked, and stood up. They were alive. Overjoyed by his creation, Viracocha spent time with the humans, watching them play, laugh, and explore the world he had made for them. He showed them how to plant crops, build homes, and organize their society. In short, he taught them the skills of civilization, but sadly, the first humans were disobedient and selfish. They fought amongst themselves and forgot about the god who had created them. Angry and disappointed, Viracocha withdrew to the mountains to ponder what to do. Then one day, he announced to the humans that he would send them a great flood to cleanse the earth. Only the wisest and most humble would survive. The humans scoffed at his warning, thinking it was just another one of his tricks. So when the rains came, they were caught off guard. The downpour lasted 4 days, turning the valleys into raging rivers and the mountains into distant, lonely peaks. The humans huddled together, shivering and scared. But then, just as suddenly as it began, the rain stopped. A rainbow arched across the sky, promising a new beginning. On the mountaintops, Viracocha saw only 2 humans, a man and a woman. He approached them and asked why they were the only ones left. "We heard your warning, oh God," they replied, "and we knew the others deserved their fate. We are sorry." Touched by their humility, Viracocha forgave them and decided to start again. He took clay once more and created new humans, this time imbuing them with wisdom, kindness, and compassion. And then he walked among them, teaching them all he had before. He gave them the gift of knowledge, the skill of farming, the art of building, and the responsibility of preserving his teachings. In essence, Viracocha became the teacher, the guide, and the protector of humanity. As the humans spread across the land, their civilization flourished. Their cities became centers of trade and culture, and their fields overflowed with food. They built temples and made offerings to Viracocha, thanking him for his gifts and promising to honor his teachings. But as the centuries passed, the people grew complacent once more. They forgot about Viracocha and turned to more primitive ways. To remind them of his power, Viracocha sent earthquakes and floods to test their strength. So Viracocha walked toward the ocean. As he neared the shore, the waves parted and he stepped into the sea. He turned back to wave at the humans, but they were nowhere to be seen. Only a temple remained, a silent testament to his greatness. With a heavy heart, Viracocha disappeared into the horizon, promising one day to return. The Inca believed that Viracocha wasn't just a creator god, but also a bringer of light and knowledge. He represented the sun, not just as a source of heat and energy, but as a giver of life and growth. His teachings were seen as the foundation of Inca society, emphasizing respect for nature, hard work, and community service. And while the Inca Empire eventually fell to the conquistadors, the story of Viracocha lived on in their myths and traditions. It became a way for the Inca people to maintain their cultural identity and pass on their history to future generations. So even today, in the heart of the Andes Mountains, people gather to celebrate Inti Raymi, the festival of the sun god. They dance and sing in colorful costumes, honoring the Inca gods and remembering the wisdom of Viracocha. His story reminds us that knowledge is a powerful force and that one person can make a difference. It has a call to action for all of us to use our gifts to help others and to never give up in the face of adversity. So who was Viracocha? He was a god, a teacher, a guide, a protector and a bringer of light. He was the creator of the Andean people and the father of humanity. Now it's time to hear from you. Which Inca god should we explore next? Tell us in the comments below.